Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? It's very bright here tonight. Let me just move this kind of out of the way. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. How we doing tonight, everybody? Welcome to our double feature stream tonight, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Amazing. It looks like we're starting really well tonight. I hope you're doing great. I'm doing really well. Happy Thursday. Happy Rebirth Day, everybody. I've got my Cosmo Canyon hat on. I've got my Final Fantasy VII Uniqlo t-shirt on. I am ready for some Rebirth tonight. I've got my Chocobo Moomba, Moogle, Cactuar, and Tonberry mug. Everybody, let's get a good look at that guy. See this fellow? This was a gift a friend of mine gave me. Good stuff. And we are in it for the long haul tonight. But as you can see, we are a little bit early. We typically start at 7 p.m., but tonight we're starting a little bit early because when I got home from work today, my friends, there was something laying on my front porch. And this is the first time this has ever happened to me as a content creator. But I received a special gift from Square Enix, and I thought it would be fun for us to look at it together tonight at the start of the stream. That sound good? Would you like to do a live unboxing? I have no idea what it is and stuff, but I guess it is something that they send out to people that make content for them and stuff. So let me just kind of give you a good showing of it right now. This is the box that I got earlier today. Let's look at the box. Let me take away some of the blur here. If you can just kind of see that. So it's a Shinra Electric Power Company box. It's a really rad looking box, I think. And I have no idea what's in it. So let's just kind of look at it together. I'm going to try to get back a little bit so we can see. So I'll be honest with you, I don't really know how to open it. Oh, it's got a latch. It's got like a latch on it. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's open her up. Oh, okay. This is really rad. Okay, so I opened it up, and it's got an iconic image of Cloud and Sephiroth, and it's got some fine print down here from Yoshinori Kitase. Do you want me to read it for us? This might be interesting. So here's what it says. It says, Final Fantasy VII, released in 1997, has been loved by many fans over the years. These include those currently involved in media and game productions, as well as the impactful influencers. All of these individuals have been avid supporters of Final Fantasy VII, and their continued presence has been a great source of strength for us. Wow. Over the years, we have heard from many of our supporters about how much Final Fantasy VII has impacted their lives. And at the same time, we've also heard their strong requests for a remake. It is through everyone's vocal encouragement that we have been able to make this remake project a reality, and I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Wow. Now for the new title, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the story begins right after the escape from Midgar in the original story. In the original story, the game begins where the player sets off for the world map. The Final Fantasy series had abandoned the world map style with the 10th title, Final Fantasy X. The entire game was made in real-time 3D CG, which dramatically increased the amount of material to be produced. It would have taken years to properly produce a world map to represent the topography of the entire world, so this was not practical. That's kind of interesting, chat. Have you noticed that there was no world map after like Final Fantasy X? Have you noticed that? That's been something that I've kind of said for quite a while, and so here they're really acknowledging it. They said, it was a difficult decision for me to make, but in the era of full 3D CG, this was unavoidable for the Final Fantasy series. I thought we would have to say goodbye to the world map style of Final Fantasy series forever. However, with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the excitement of the world map has been brought back. Unique from the style of the original, the world map has now returned. God, that almost gives me chills. That's awesome. Um, unique from the style of the enhanced as a more realistic, expansive field with much more to explore. While the classic delights have been revived, we've also prepared a whole new set of surprises. So please take your time and enjoy every corner. We will continue to do our utmost to meet your expectations. Thank you for your continued support. Folks, this is awesome. This is awesome. Like, just to like kind of have like, out of all of that, like, let me just say, like, there's one thing that really stood out to me. Not only the world map, not only all of that, but the fact that he says at the very beginning, it's been loved by many fans over the years, and these include those currently involved in media and game production, as well as the impactful influencers. It is not lost on me that for whatever reason, Square Enix has said that I could be included in this, and that is just the weirdest thing in the world, because you guys, I'm a teacher, I'm a college instructor, I work in student life and all of that kind of stuff, and this journey of Twitch and YouTube and content creation has been one of the strangest, most amazing journeys of my life, and for this game developer to I don't know, recognize that something that I'm doing is like worthwhile is just kind of like a surreal moment. It's really kind of cool. I tell all the time that the first Final Fantasy that I ever played was Final Fantasy IV, right? And I tell the story about how I sat in my dad's lap after we rented the game at Blockbuster Video, and we're playing the game, and he's helping me sound out all the hard words and all that kind of stuff. And we never had any clue that Final Fantasy would be a big part of my life and video games and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't even know what this was earlier today. But I saw that it was on my front porch, so I gave my dad a call. And his birthday's in a couple days, and we're gonna hang out, go to a basketball game and stuff. But when I called him, I said, "You are never gonna believe this," and I kind of told him that that this was sitting on my front porch, and it was just a really cool moment of like how he introduced me to this thing. And now look, I'm teaching classes, I'm making videos and creating content, trying to bring everybody's enjoyment of this thing just a little bit higher, right? So it's cool. Well, anyway, let me stop being so sappy. Let me open it up and let's see what's in this box, shall we? Thank you for humoring me tonight. So let's open it up. And oh, okay. I wish that I had a camera that could like show you exactly what I'm seeing. So on the back side, there's a few things on the inside here. Let's get in front of it. There's what appears to be some wings or chocobo. But on the inside flap, there's some more stuff from Square Enix. And here's what it says. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the second entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, which retells the story of the iconic fantasy game that redefined the RPG genre in 3 distinct games. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth picks up with iconic heroes Cloud, Barret, Tifa, Aerith, and Red 13 after they escape from the dystopian city Midgar and sees them embark on a journey in pursuit of Sephiroth, the vengeful swordsman from Cloud's past who was thought to be dead. In this standalone adventure, players will explore an expansive world, all brought to life with a new level of graphical fidelity developed specifically to leverage the power of the PS5 console. Yep. As players unravel a gripping narrative rich with mysteries to uncover, they will also witness the personal journey of each party member and strengthen their bonds to work together in the face off against powerful enemies. Okay, that's awesome. It's just like a hype thing. So there's a few things in here. And let's kind of look at these. The first thing, I'm just going to set it over to the side so that I can like focus and like not have to hold it. So the first thing here is this envelope. Do you say envelope or envelope? I say envelope. So it says Shinra Electric Power Company here. Let's take a gander inside. Do you say that? Take a gander? Only me? Got it. Okay, this is intense, and I'm not really sure how to open it, but we're gonna try. Oh, there it goes. There's like a string. This is very official Shinra documents. I feel like Yuffie, which we will see later. I feel like Yuffie trying to figure out things from the Shinra building right now, but we'll see her later. She's really preoccupied with Nero right now. Okay, I'm terrible at this. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay. Now, what is in here? Oh, what is this? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is some kind of book here. And you open it. Oh my gosh, it's like a little postcard book from all of the scenes in the game. Like there's Kate Sith. Oh, you can't even see it because of the anti-blur. There it is. Look at that. You've got that. And then on the back side, you've got like postcard things. You can't even see it. It's just really, yeah. So but it's postcards. It's a postcard book of all the places you'll go. It reminds me of that old Dr. Seuss book. Oh, the places you'll go. Oh, those are some iconic things. It's all promotional photos, but this is an amazing little postcard book. How cool is that? Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if I actually used them and was like, hey, Grandma, I hope you're doing well. And then this is on the cover? Like, how horrified would she be? Like, oh, wait, I hope you're okay. What would you do if you got that postcard and it's just Sephiroth burning a hometown, right? That's pretty fun. Oh man, but then I mean you've got the iconic, right? Like all the people, our favorites. She'd be like, why is this long-haired, silver-haired man wearing in front of fire? So, okay, so there's this cool postcard book. That's awesome. I love that. And next we've got, okay, what is this madness? It's a chocobo. Everybody, we love chocobos. So this is really neat. Let's open her up here and just see what happens. Let's see, what is this? What is this thing? So inside here, oh my gosh. Shut up! You guys! Oh, this is so cool. Oh, the stream died? Are you still there, stream? Okay, you're still there. So, this thing, look at this, you guys. It is a chocobo sign that lights up. So I plug it up and it becomes like a streamer light sort of thing on the back. That's so cool. How cool is that? I don't even know where I'm gonna put it, but oh man, I gotta put it somewhere around here. The question is, do I put it on the wall that I can see, or do I put it on the wall that you can see? Oh man, that's so cool. Oh, that's so rad. Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's so rad. I love that. That's awesome. And so there's some different accessories on the inside that kind of plug in, and some instructions and stuff there. But this is what it looks like. How awesome is that? What a cool gift. That's awesome. That's really cool. Really cool. And so then there's one other thing. There was one other thing, I just saw it. So have you they included a seat cushion. So if you've seen any of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you know that if they sit down on a bench, Cloud pulls out a cushion and he sits on it. And now I've got my own cushion with a little Chocobo trademark on it. Chat, that is so funny. Use a cushion to rest here. I'm just going to keep this with me at all times. I'm going to walk around on campus. You guys, I'm going to plop this down and be like, sorry, I need a rest. Hell, I can nap on the bus stop bench. It's like, who's that? Oh, that's our professor over there. That's our. He always carries this cushion with that little bird on it. I'm gonna be a legend at the University of Alabama. I'd be like, oh, there's that guy. That is fantastic. That's absolutely amazing. So let me just say, hey, Square Enix, thank you so much. This is amazing. It's overwhelming, and maybe even more so than this. Let me just thank you for making fantastic games that I love to think about and share with other people. So thank you for doing what you do, and I certainly appreciate the gifts from you guys. So thank you. Tonight, everybody. Thank you for humoring me with some of that. I hope it was fun for you to see that goofiness. I need to sit on my cushion. That'd be very appropriate for me to do, right? But oh man. Well, that's enough about me. How are you all doing tonight? Are you good? Are you good? How is Rebirth Day? How is Rebirth Day going for everybody? You good? Hope life is good for you today. I finished teaching my class exactly on this very chapter that we're about to do, Final Fantasy 15, Chapter 5, and I'm so excited to share it with you because I think tonight is going to be a great chapter for us. I think that tonight is where you're going to begin to see a little bit of why I turned this into a college class, and we're going to learn some really cool stuff tonight, okay? But if this is your first time... If this is your first time in the chat, then I just want to say welcome. Hey, what's up? My name is Wade, ProfNoctis, and I am so delighted that you are here with us. We're going to be streaming some Final Fantasy 15, Chapter 5. This is, by the way, it is similar to the curriculum that I do for my actual college class. In fact, I create some of these things just so that my students in class have a reference for some of their homework. They come to actual class, but then it struck me that they didn't have any way to study, so that's why I do these streams. They're not tested on these streams, but they are things that they can return back to later on. So anyway, that is what we do here. So my college dissertation, my doctoral dissertation was on Final Fantasy 15 and using the game to teach ancient Near Eastern concepts of sacral kingship, which is like religious kingship, because this game is all about gods and kings. And so it's a beautiful way, I think, for us to help make something that isn't immediately very interesting more interesting, okay? Tonight, I'm really excited to share with you some things because tonight is going to be one of the biggest biblical, ancient Near Eastern scriptural streams that we do in this entire semester and lecture series, okay? So without further ado, why don't we get going? Are you ready to get started tonight, chat? Hope so. Let's get going. Okay. And we're starting chapter 5. So where we last left off, Noctis and Gladio Ignis and Prompto had just defeated Titan. Noctis had overcome the trial of Titan. And now they have been taken by the Empire and brought out of the Disk of Kothis, or the crater. And they've been brought to another place. And that's where we are tonight. And so we're going to have a lot to talk about. Let's get to it. What a time. All right, as always, you can ask questions in the chat. If you've got questions about the things we're talking about, questions about the game especially. This game is one of the best stories that's told in video games, told in one of the most nonsensical ways possible. I say that again and again and again, and I'll continue to. But we're here to help you make sense of it. Okay, everybody? So, with that in mind, let us dive right in.
Thank the gods I found you boys.
And what will you do with us now?
Why, grant you safe passage, just as I said.
Pretty generous offer for an Imperial.
Calm now. Is it fair to begrudge a man the circumstances of his birth?
Well, no. I guess not.
So, what do we do after he drops us off?
Go get the car. Can't leave her unattended for long. Chancellor, if you truly wish to aid us in our efforts, then I request you release us this instant.
This instant? It's a long way down. Perhaps the army could break your fall. Or perhaps you could simply sit back and enjoy the ride. You needn't worry. You're in good hands with me. Here's hoping you find that car of yours.
Several days later.
High Commander ProfNoctis issued the following statement regarding the Imperial blockades across the region.
We believe the insurgents behind the Citadel attack have taken refuge in the sky. The blockades shall help us root out the criminals. I realize the inconvenience imposed upon the citizenry, but we must each do our part for the good of all.
The High Commander also stressed the Imperial Army would continue its
Me too,
recovery
Cat
efforts
Strain.
in the Crown City. The frequent quakes which rocked the Disgaea and Clean regions in recent days have finally quieted. In response, the Empire provided the following comment.
The cause of the tremors was the Archaean who had awakened in a fit of rage.
Now listen to this, chat.
The Imperial Army took swift action and laid the unruly giant to rest, thus averting disaster.
Now, chat, I got to bring this up because is that the way that it actually happened? Is that the way it actually happened? And the answer is no. They did not defeat Titan. Instead, Noctis overcame the test of Titan. All right? And the Empire was there because they want to quell the gods. That's why they have all of this technological weaponry and stuff. They did not take down Titan, but they do not want to legitimize Noctis's, well, survival, A, B, kingship, right? They don't want it to seem as though he has has one up on them. So they are offering, forgive me for the phrase, fake news to the populace to downplay Noctis's role. Does that make sense? This is a really important thing. There's two things that we learned from that particular scene that we just got. Number one, Ravus has created a blockade to try to contain the migration efforts, but also to stop Noctis from traveling to other places. The other reason that he's trying to do this and to block him in and hinder Noctis's way is because he is searching for his sister Luna. Ravus is searching for his sister Luna. That's an important piece because Luna, as we discussed last time, is on her way to all of the gods. She's going to the Six. In my class, we talked about this precise thing today of what is Luna doing, why is she doing it, and what does that matter to Noctis. So in this particular episode, in this chapter, we're going to be discussing what is Luna doing and why is that so important, and more importantly for our research purposes, why do we even play this game? What is the parallel with ancient Near Eastern biblical kingship particularly? Okay, chat? So with those lenses in mind, let's play through some things. I'm going to stop us frequently in this chapter to give you a little bit of insight on how we should be thinking, or how maybe we could be thinking about some of these Old Testament kings and prophets, because this chapter is all about kings and prophets. With that, let's continue. Okay.
Eyewitness reports confirm Titan has disappeared from the Disk of Kothis.
I still can't believe it. I mean, shouldn't the car have turned up by now?
We should wait until Cindy's done asking around the local garages before we despair.
Let's not fool ourselves. The Empire has it.
And the regalia is
Then
gone.
Maybe we could ask Arden to help us out again, right?
The Imperial Chancellor.
He represents a problem, not a solution.
So where does that leave us?
Stranded, awaiting word from Hammerhead.
In the meantime, we'll have to hoof it.
Look, it's Umbra.
There's Umbra, our favorite magic dog. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Always yell at me. So sorry. Okay. Walk over to our dear friend Umbra. Okay, so this is a big moment, okay?
Message.
Everybody remember, this game does a lot of exposition really quickly, okay? It has the same storytelling as some of the early games of the Final Fantasy series, but because you're hearing it and not reading it, like processing it differently, it doesn't quite hit the same way because it doesn't tease the imagination in the same way. So it's important for us to kind of talk about it little bit by little bit, just because of kind of the very straightforward expositional way that some things are said. So let's go. Chasing down my dog. This looks so much like my dog Daisy, it's not even funny. Like, especially when Daisy was like a little puppy.
Gentiana. Hear me, O King of the Stone. By the Stormsender's blessing, will the path to the stone be opened? The oracle goes hence in her king's name.
All right, a couple of things here, my friends. And I'm just going to bounce back and forth just like this all night long. By the Stormsender's blessing will the path to the stone be open. The oracle goes hence in her king's name. Okay, few things here. We're talking about the Stormsender. His name is Rama, or Ramu, if you talk to different people in this game. Cindy, in her good old southern drawl, is going to say Rama, and then others are going to maybe say more of a Ramu sort of thing. So for our purposes, I'm going to say Rama, or Rama, because I'm a good old Alabama southern boy. Anyway, the Stormsender's blessing. Let's talk about storm gods in the Old Testament and the ancient Near East. One of the most famous storm gods in the Old Testament and in the kind of 4,000 all the way to 0 period of history is the one known as Baal or Baal. I prefer the pronunciation Baal. You can call him Baal if you want. It really doesn't matter to me. But Baal is a storm god, also known as the god of fertility, among a lot of different other things that Baal serves as. But we realize this, and the reason why I call him the storm god and the god of fertility is because the way that he operates in the Hebrew Bible is exactly that. Okay? Anytime there's a drought, anytime there's a famine, the people of Israel first cry out to their God, Elohim, Yahweh, right? They cry out to Adonai, their God, who has many different names in the Hebrew text, kind of denoting different characteristics and attributes for each one. And if God does not answer with rain, then the people get antsy, right? And they start to say, okay, well, if there's a pantheon of gods, if that one didn't work, this one works for the Philistines, or this one works for the Canaanites, let's offer some sacrifices to those gods. Let's pray to those gods. And Baal was one of their favorite secondary gods, sometimes even a primary god, some would argue, during the days of Elijah. Anyway, they would pray to this storm god and say, oh God, oh Baal, please bless us with rain because we're dying, we're starving, and all this kind of stuff. And so this was this constant tension between their monotheism toward Elohim, toward their God, and then their polytheism toward all of these other gods. Remember, in the book of Exodus, God said through Moses, you shall have no other gods before me. It doesn't necessarily say you should not have any other gods, okay? It's just like that their God is going to be the highest. Now, monotheism comes into play much further in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew Bible. That's a whole other lecture. The important thing here is that Baal is a storm god, and one of the ways that they would cry out to him is they would, beseech him, pray, all this kind of stuff. Sometimes they would offer sacrifices, but ultimately, this is a God of provision, a God that's going to bring rain and offer the necessary provisions for survivability in less than survivable paths. I share all that with you because with each of these gods in Final Fantasy 15, Noctis is being tested to reveal a part of his heart that reflects, follow me chat, that reflects the attribute of the god, okay? So, with this god Rama, we are in a trial of the storm god, a trial of provision, of trial of can Noctis provide? And I'm going to ask you to think through what you know about Titan in this game, not in the other games, but in this game, and what kind of attributes might have to be at play in the Titan fight. So, Titan and Rama, what aspects of the heart are being revealed in young Prince Noctis? Okay, you with me? Now, that's the whole deal with the Stormcinder's blessing. We're trying to get that Stormcinder's blessing. And he says specifically the path of the stone will be opened, and then we get this. The oracle, Luna Freya, goes forth, it goes henceforth in her king's name. You with me? In the book of Isaiah, it says that there's a voice of one calling out in the wilderness, make way, prepare the way of the Lord, make straight his paths and highways. And this is the constant sort of phrase that is used over prophets. Prophets have a particular role, but there are three particular roles, those three particular purposes that they serve. The role is they are to be the accountability for the king. Remember? We talked about this a couple of other lectures ago. In Israel, you have kings and priests, or kings and prophets. And this is different from the unified priest-king, and it's certainly different from the very unified God-king, say, in Egypt. So here, we've got the prophet and the king working in tandem, where the king gives governance and the prophet gives spiritual guidance. There's three things, according to a professor over at Emory University named David Peterson, now retired. He wrote one of my favorite textbooks on this topic, and he said that prophets have three particular roles, chat. He said the first thing the prophet does is the prophet is going to legitimize a king's appointment. That is, they're going to anoint him with oil, or her with oil if it's a queen. They're going to legitimize it in front of the people. Number two, the prophet is always going to be able to hear and interpret and discern the will and the word of God. So they hear prophecies, they hear things from God, and they share it with people. Now, and then finally, number three, is they're going to be the king's conscience and counsel. They're going to advise the king in a spiritual matter. Notice, none of these three are about telling the future. Prophets don't tell the future. Those are fortune tellers. Prophets instead give warnings of if you keep doing this, this is going to be your future. Does that make sense? It's not fortune telling and it's not future telling. It's warnings about stay on this path and it's going to be good or bad. You follow me, chat? That's a lot of exposition and lecturing for what we're about to see, but it's the necessary lens for making this chapter hit you right in the gut and in the heart, which is a good thing, right? It's not a bad thing. With that, let's get back to the game, and I want you to watch these scenes with those lenses. Shall we?
Luna. Where is she now?
The eye of the storm. When the covenant is forged, the oracle and ring shall await their king at the walls of water. Stray not from the path.
She's a messenger. A spirit. Faithful to the oracle.
For real?
We're going beyond real now, pal.
Yeah, Cat's Chain. That's exactly right. Hot take. You never liked Gintiana. My prayers are with you, Noctis. Okay. I'm going to say I received the blessing. Thank you, Luna, because that's great. Oh, good insight, Smith. Latin via the Greek. Prophets, one who speaks on another's behalf. That's great. They speak on behalf
Luna
of God.
know
Good.
I'm okay, and she won't have to wait much longer.
We'll be together soon.
Now, this game is told through a series of flashbacks. This next flashback comes from 12 years prior, when Noctis and Luna are little kids. It's the one time they've ever been together, and their friendship and their love for one another was forged 12 years ago. This scene is key to understanding the dynamic between a king and a prophet. Are you ready? It is absolutely amazing.
The crystal was gifted to mankind, that we might know lasting prosperity.
If the crystal belongs to everyone, how come only Lucis gets to use it?
Now, this is a great question. Why does only Lucis get to use it? This is a question that many of my students in class have. Like, why does only Lucis get protected by the wall? Why, if the crystal's for everybody, if this artifact, this sacred relic is for everybody, why did only Lucis get to use it? So I love that Noctis is kind of our avatar in this game asking the questions.
The kings of Lucis do not simply use the crystal, they also protect it.
Wait, so my dad's guarding it?
Yes.
I had no idea.
To crown the King of Light is the calling of the crystal, and keeping the crystal safe until that day falls to the line of Lucis.
Okay, so we stop there for a second simply to reiterate. To protect the crystal, to be this safeguard of the crystal, and to protect it and to govern over it. This is the calling of the kings of Lucis. This has been the task that's been shared with them. Now listen to this next part, because we're really going to get this relationship.
And I'm the chosen.
Yes, only the true king, anointed by the crystal, can purge our star of its scourge.
Okay, I remind you once again, in the last chapter, do you remember when we talked about the star scourge? That it was this blight that was wrought by the wickedness, and it came up in like maladies on the face of that man that Luna healed. Here she says that only the true king, anointed by the crystal, can purge our star of its scourge. Now, if we're to make an allusion to these sort of concepts in ancient Near Eastern theologies, this has a lot to do with the blight that really is across a lot of different religions, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, even portions of Hinduism and Eastern religions. It is this idea of brokenness or sin, okay? It's the idea of like a heart brokenness that manifests in other ways. And there's a bigger thing than simply just behavior modification. Sometimes I get some students that have grown up in some religious traditions that are all about behavior modification. And when I start to talk about this, it gets a little bit difficult for them, because it's the idea that the behavior of someone is the symptom of something deeper that's going on. And if you don't address that deeper thing, that blight of humanity, well, it's just going to persist. It's always going to come out, right? And so here it's saying that the true king, once anointed by the crystal, will purge our star of its scourge. And that's a really, really incredible thing. Hey, Roxy, I have no idea what you're talking about. The good old bite model. Can you please share that? I would love to hear what the bite model is. I'm usually really good with knowing like this sort of thing, but what is the bite model? Put it in the chat and I'll come back to it. Let's continue. Luna's got more to say.
You really think I can do that?
As Oracle, I will see to it.
Now, what's the role of oracles?
To aid the king is the Oracle's calling.
Then I guess I can do it. I won't let you down.
I know you won't.
And so there you go, chat. You have got here the perfect parallel for a kingly oracle, or excuse me, a kingly prophet, right? Kings and prophets. Now, you may not have seen that when you first played this game, and that's totally okay. But for me, having that lens to understand what Luna is in this game, to understand that every king, a good king, is going to always have a key relationship and a prophet. And if they don't have a good relationship with their prophet, then they are considered a failure. That is a really, really, really common thing in ancient Near Eastern concepts of sacral kingship, and even kingship to a degree, because they were all really sacral at that point. So one of the things that we're going to be looking at further is, if that's the case, then what other parallels are there? And we're going to continue with that right now.
Unto the king alone this voice is heard. To follow the words is to follow the chosen path. Bridging heaven and earth it strikes, the storm's ephemeral yet eternal light. To the light must go the king.
To the light must go the king. So here you've got to locate the 3 runestones of Rama hidden throughout Duscae.
Lady Lunafreya has done well to keep the ring from falling into enemy hands.
All we need to do is hit Altissia.
So one of the things that I like to do in this particular game is, or in this chapter of this game, is I like to turn off the HUD. And the reason I like to turn off the HUD... I want to turn off that waypoint. And I don't know how to do it on a computer. Oh, come on. I want to turn that off. The reason that I want to do this is because... Oh man, that waypoint is still there, even though I've turned off literally everything. The reason I like to do this, chat, is because there is... it's kind of much more immersive story-wise to kind of think about this. Shoot, I don't know how to do it on PC. I have done it before on the other, but that is really sad if I can't do that. That's okay. Well, we'll still make it without a map, right? The reason that I say that it's for immersive purposes is because right now you can just follow this orange waypoint, but you completely miss the point of what Noctis is doing. So Noctis is in a trial of provision, right? He's supposed to be proving that he can provide for the people like a storm god. And what that means is that in this time where he has no car, he has no, oh, I can take it off of the quest. Maybe that's how I did it in the past. Yeah, that's probably how I did it in the past. So we're going to just put that on the old photo op, right? Ah, great idea, Goddess Midgar. Absolutely amazing. So we have to scavenge the place. And if we're really getting into role-playing here, then we're going to follow Noctis and try to help him find exactly where to go. And the way you do that is you follow the lightning bolts. I think this is a really cool thing that's robbed from us if we have the waypoints on, the way markers on. So that's a really important thing. Roxy, I'm curious what this thing in that you're saying is. So let me hop over here really quick and see. You said, okay, the bite model is often used in cults and highly controlled religions. Yeah, right. High control, like Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons. I would say there's a lot of, and it can happen in a lot of different sects as well. But it stands for behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. Ooh, that is a great framework. Do you have citations on that? I want to give credit where it's due. I've never heard of this before, but the concept is familiar, but I've never heard it put in these terms in an acronym, and that makes it all the easier to understand. Basically, what you see in these environments is that they, or whomever the leader is, uses these tactics to control their sheep, if you will. Your thing about behavior control scratched your brain. Heck, yes! That's great. So Stephen Hassan, who was in the Moonies. Oh my gosh! Listen, Roxy, since I'm not on Discord right now and I'm playing the game, can you copy that and put it in our Discord or just DM me or something like that? I want that for my research. That is phenomenal because it applies to more than just cults. It applies to mainline sort of things too. You can be, in my particular tradition, United Methodist, and really have part of that, right? And you can also be in one of those highly usually controlled religions, and it's a little bit more lax, right? And so, but I think that's an incredible framework, and it's something that I kind of want to share with groups that I mentor, coach, and teach with. So, excellent work, Roxy. My gosh. A+, girl. That's so good. Okay, let's get to moseying. Where's my chocobos? Also, if we're honest, we got to get out of the this weird slick leather gear. So let's go ahead and put on our fishing gear because this is a definite fishing gear stream, right? Ignis, you can kind of stay in that. And Prompto has 0 sleeves ever. Okay, we'll just give you that. Gold star for Roxy. You thought you were so... Oh, is that your name, Kurai? Oh, you don't have to say that, but if you don't feel comfortable, but that's interesting. Let's buy our chocobos. Prompto is advertising the gun show.
Have a look, Noct. What is it?
Jonestown, the People's Temple, but you can see it in the televangelist uptick. Yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, let's go ahead and call our chocobos. And we're going to make our way to Rama's trial.
Easy now.
This is one of my favorite chapters, and if I were not playing for a Lectures Play stream, I would spend hours and hours doing this because I love all of the side quests. I love everything about this. This is what I'm excited about in Rebirth, you guys. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Okay, so notice you gotta kind of keep your eyes on the horizon and keep following that lightning. I think it's one of the coolest things about this game, and like the way markers just don't do it for me. But again, I'm kind of, sadistic like that, Roxy, I took a course, or a couple of courses in undergrad and in grad school on what's called folk religions. And there's one particular strand of Christian faith that I had to look into, and it was snake handling religion. And it was really interesting and terrifying as well. Because there were some snake handling churches in some northern parts of Alabama. It was more than Pentecostals. It was a kind of holiness church. It is a strand of Pentecostalism, but in that class we explored folk religions, which was kind of a nice word for cults, I suppose. But we would constantly be kind of asking some of those questions. That's why I'm really interested in what you were saying. It really recalls some of the discussions that we had, even if it uses different language.
First Titan, now Rama.
Yeah, ordained or blessed or right.
If the strain of the rites is as Gentiana suggested, I fear she's far worse off than we are.
Okay, so chat, that's a big moment that we just missed a little bit, but Ignis is talking about some of the covenant rites that Luna is performing in front of the gods. So this is an important thing. In the last lecture play, we had Luna appearing before Titan at the very end. Noctis saw it, this kind of vision of her going in front of Titan. And what she's doing there is she's securing a covenant between the deity and Noctis. you know? And so the deity and Luna have a conversation where Luna essentially tells the deity, you should test Noctis, or you should give Noctis your blessing. And usually the deity says, I will, but he has to be tested first. And for Titan, that test was a test of strength. Now, the question for you, chat, is why was it a test of strength? What was he really testing? It's not how strong he is necessarily, but who is Titan? Well, Titan is the one that protected the created world from the meteor that was hitting. And so he intercepted this meteor that was coming crashing down. The question is, would Noctis do the same? Does he have a similar concern for the intention of the kingdom or the creation? And this is an attribute that we usually call creational intent in my classes. It's creational intent, and how will you exert a strength of will, lady, to reclaim, redeem, restore the intention of creation, to get things back to the Garden of Eden, to use a very Jewish statement here. How do we get things back to the Garden of Eden? In the same way with Rama, the test is, can you scavenge and provide for people? Now that's going to get much, much more dire and dark by the end of this chapter when we talk about provision. I can't wait to get there. That's weird to say. Let's get real dark and dire. Anyway. Makes sense, everybody? Oh, don't get that one. Okay, we gotta get up here now. Get to these stones. Yeah, Jedi, that's... Hey, thank you for sharing that. And I love the honesty there. You know, I am... constantly dress nice or wear makeup. Yeah, it is. You know, I share on stream that I do have a personal faith, but at the same time, I ask lots of questions of that faith, and I try to live a faith in a way that doesn't make me exclusionary toward other people. Number two, it roots me still in living in a practicality to the real world. Real talk, chat, since we're kind of talking about it, there was a practice that we did kind of in my, I won't say my church, but there was a church nearby when I was growing up. And I remember these little kids. It was a silly game that unfortunately meant more than I think any of the teachers and leaders had in mind. But it was a game to kind of get your energy out with little kids, right? And you sometimes see this kind of thing with preschoolers and stuff. But said, okay, kids, let's have rapture practice. So it's the idea that Jesus is going to take you up in the air and all this stuff. And so it's like, let's raise our hands and let's jump. And so you get the kids jumping, just kind of almost like jumping rope, right? And they're raising up. It's like, remember, he's going to catch us in the air, so jump up to meet him. Now, it's just to get the energy out of them. But what a symbol that definitely is going to maybe come out in therapy one day, right? Because like that's one of those things. But I still remember that in my mind, you know? I still remember that in my mind. And that's one of the things that I really try to do when I'm talking to people in religious life, in churches, even in just student life kind of stuff. I try to say, words have meaning, words have power, be intentional. And something that is what the fresh hell did I just return to? Oh, we laugh to keep from crying. You know what I'm saying? Rapture. Have you never heard that one? Yeah. Now, not to mention, we're not going to get into Revelation and all that kind of stuff on this particular stream, but that's not even, I would say, an appropriate interpretation of rapture theology. We can have a stream on that if you want to at some point, because I'll tell you some rapture theology that's just not the most appropriate rapture theology, right? So anyway, we can talk about that someday. Not today, though. Today we're touching stones and we are summoning storm gods. Oh my goodness. All right, friends. before we get into this scene, let's kind of get this, get our heads right here. Gentiana is back. We don't know much about her. We know that she is a messenger of the gods. There are 24 messengers of the 6 gods in all. Okay? Here we go.
The young prince is recovering well.
Who?
Gentiana, a messenger.
A messenger.
The prince has read of our kind.
Oh,
He's reading
I tried to,
the
but
cosmogony,
I only know what Luna told me.
the equivalent of their scripture.
Lady Luna Freya.
Yeah, Luna for Luna.
It is heartening to see the future king and the oracle enjoy such familiarity. The fate of our world may depend on it.
I remember back in Tenebrae with Gentiana.
The revelation of the Storm Sender awaits the king. Hurry hence to the eye of the storm. For
Now notice Gentiana is particularly interested in the familiarity between Noctis and Luna. She said, it is heartening to see such familiarity between the prince and his oracle. It's as though that is not usually the case, but here it's almost like that's going to be needed to restore the light to the world. That's going to be really, really important. And that is a classic ancient Near Eastern sacral kingship lore and legend, okay? That the king and the prophet have to work in unison. If they're working apart, then the king's effectiveness is not going to be awesome, okay?
and hordes fear the true king's ascension. The fearful seek to seal the path of what must come.
What is it? Another headache?
I heard her. Gentiana.
Divine voices in your head again?
Hopefully it won't amount to the same headache it did with the Archean.
Okay, so let's go ahead and call it Chocobo.
Awakens the gods, that their blessings find the king.
You alright? What did she say?
That Luna's awakening the Six.
That Luna's awakening the Six. Again, Smith, yes, I do, and we will talk about that in chapter 12. I don't necessarily want to get into that now, but I am so glad that you noticed that Gentiana does not open her eyes. We're going to talk about that in chapter 12, and I cannot wait to get there. Yeah, Jedi, I do you know why obviously Rama has a name, but they call him the Archean? So they call Titan the Archean, and they call Rama the Fulgurian. And these are just more kind of classic sort of names. That was not the Buster sword. That was more of like a Gladiola style sword. Yeah, that's but those are essentially the kind of proper names.
Lady's helping you out anyway.
Gentiana?
Yeah, is she
It's
like
okay.
your fairy godmother or something?
I think she's more a messenger of the gods.
Whoa.
Chat, do you hear? Oh my gosh. So this is part of the reason. This is part of the reason why people say that this story isn't very well fleshed out. If you just go cutscene to cutscene to cutscene and don't listen to this seemingly insignificant banter in between cutscenes, you're going to miss a lot because they're explaining what Luna is doing, what the gods are doing, what all of this is they're doing. It is a ridiculous exposition dump that can be interrupted by battles, can be interrupted by car rides, traffic, all that kind of stuff that could happen. You can miss these things. Yeah, Roxy, think in the terms of like an archaeological dig. That's Titan. And then Fulgurian, I forget what that one is actually. So if you could like translate Fulgur or Fulgurian or something like that, that would be great. Just Google it really quick and tell us what what's said. Thanks, Rox. Look at this. This is what we call collaborative research. Collaborative research. Yeah, Noctis does look fresh, Hoven. I think it's like Thunder. I think it is. Yeah. But I also hesitate to say that without confirmation. What's up, Whiskers? How you doing, bro? Fulgur means lightning in Latin. Okay, great. Awesome, awesome. Whoa, thank you for the sub, Whiskers.
So is Gentiana, you know, human?
Not quite. While not exactly gods, messengers are divine entities.
More exposition.
Just like the oracle speaks to the gods for the people, the messengers speak to the people for the gods.
So she's Lady Lunafreya's partner in divine.
Partner in divine. Yeah. Hey, Batbrain, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. How are you? How are you? You haven't seen Pal World look this good. Yeah, it's a new mod. Prompto is such a dork, and we love him for it, right? We love him.
Pick up.
No luck?
Probably got her phone on silent.
And that's why we love him. Why did Prompto have to say divine like that? Partner in divine.
Another one to wrap up quick.
Let's try to not get in fights. We don't need experience points.
To you? Sort of. Just trying to level up here, dude.
Just trying to level up here, dude. He's so cheesy, and I love him for it. It's good. Yep. Up. Sometimes if I try to move my mouse and it's still fixated on the game, look out. Game Freak had to drop again. Pal World does wish he looked this good. Prompted the gamer, bro. Who's my favorite? Bro. Oh, man. I mean, I love Noctis. Like, I hate to say that, but I freaking love Noctis. I would either hang out with Noctis or Gladio. If I wanted to, like, bro out.
Make now for the storm sender and let judgment be passed.
Noct, you okay?
Yeah. Another reminder to receive the blessing.
Yep.
That divine power's just waiting for you.
Oh, Batbrain, you've been playing Rebirth? That's awesome. My copy comes tomorrow, so... are you enjoying it? No spoilers or anything, but are you enjoying it? Ooh, look at these. A Mega Phoenix. I feel like you and Ignis would get along really well. Yeah, nice. Complete. The Hexathians' blessings.
Journey to Fosha, the Eastern Hollow.
Now we go to Fosha Hollow.
Deep within the heart of rock lies the runestone, the portal to power. No other can be allowed to find it.
The last one's in the cave.
Let's hurry up and get this over with.
Finally, time to meet with the storm sender.
Time to meet with the storm sender. Love it so far. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it, Big Brain. I'm not really into fighting right now, so we're just gonna... Nope, we're gonna kill! See, I took off the entire HUD, so maybe I need to bring it back.
Oh, hi there, opening.
Oh, hi there, opening.
Sorry.
Nice one, Prompto.
Ah, jerks. Storm Center.
Hey, Prompto. Stay on your feet.
Hey, Ignis.
Ignis. Oh, wow. I'm so excited to play tomorrow, you know.
Come on. I got a date with a couple minutes.
Say your prayers.
But that's okay because we've got a date with Nero after this tonight, you guys. Last night, Nero kind of kicked our tail, but tonight, it's over. We played for 4, almost 5 hours last night and did not beat freaking Nero.
Let's go back and play
Again.
video games.
Go back where?
To our hotel room?
Not gonna happen.
Listen, I don't want to get weird on this stream, but Ignis is the guy that, like, you kind of want to marry, right? Because he's gonna take care. He's gonna like cook. He's like the homemaker of the quad. Prompto, you want to hang out with him. Gladio's the other one. He's the one that we're not going to talk about on the stream. Gladio's for other things.
The hunt is on.
Ah! Roxy, you said the thing. You said the thing. Oh my gosh. You want to go out on the town with Prompto. That would be fun.
Let's go.
Gladio's good for giving it to you straight. Gladio's good if you want a workout partner, or Gladio's the person that you want for, I don't know, all things physical, right? A protector,
Indeed.
a friend. Wink, wink. Okay, Roxy, that's my thank you to you for doing the research tonight, and that's my promotion of your stream later on. If you like games like that. Out of control. Out of control. Ignis is the wife. Smith. This chat is unhinged tonight. This is out of control.
What the hell? I can't get a hold of her.
Iris?
She call you?
No messages.
Absolutely out of control. Oh my gosh. It's okay, chat. We're doing great tonight. We're doing really good. And Hoven, you do nothing. You have no affection at all toward Iggy. Ignis is the Facebook mom you can exchange recipes with. You know what? Honestly, that'd probably be pretty good. You know Ignis gets on mom groups on Facebook. Iggy wipes himself. Oh, you guys are out of control. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck in a tree. I will say that this stream is running a lot better now that I moved us down to 30 frames per second instead of 60.
So, here's
I
the
did.
story
I
about Lady
really
Freya
did.
coming through town was true after all.
Knocked. Overhead.
Congratulations. Good. My chocobo's getting stronger. Oh, crap. Still got... There we go. Come on, knocked. Alright, I think we're going up here. Yeah. Let's go, let's go. Why do I have to choose? Lady, just everything. From me and my house. Ignis has up for me and my house. We serve the Lord.
The power of the gods in the palm of your hands.
Never dreamt I'd see law come to life before my very eyes.
Don't get hit by that car.
But this is mind-blowing.
By bumping into them. That is a very specific memory, Hoven. That's very specific. Boing. Oh, here we go!
That one was pretty close.
Which means we must be as well.
We are. I'm perfectly imagining Ignis do all of these things.
Look, over there. I bet that's the spot lightning struck.
And we're supposed to go inside?
We are, but there's actually a pamphlet out here that I want to find. It was added in a later patch. Outside of all of the dungeons, there's these pamphlets, and they're pretty cool and important. I don't think that it's over
Rock
here.
and roll.
That's not it, is it? No, that's my chocobo. It may be after the dungeon.
Here we are. Fosha Hollow.
No telling what waits
Fosha
inside.
Hollow.
Stay sharp.
Always.
Fosha Hollow. Da, 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 da. 1 second, everybody. So I want to read something to you about Fosha Hollow before we go in here. There's a pamphlet that you can find. I think it may be after we finish it, but here's what it says. On a specific thing near the entrance. It says, Fosha Hollow is tucked away deep in the woods of Malachi Hills. After a recent string of incidents involving a speaking serpent that absconded with several small children, nearby residents dared not approach the mouth of the cave. In their despair, the citizens called upon the aid of the former oracle Silva Via Flore. That's Luna's mom, right? After luring the snake-like demon into the hollow, the oracle trapped it inside. While no other kidnappings have happened since the sealing of the cave, one can hear the hissing wails of the serpent within. Perhaps coincidentally, several eyewitnesses say they spotted a woman marching toward the grotto a few weeks before the first incident was reported. The woman in question had allegedly lost her baby to a band of demons and was presumably off in search of her stolen child. Any connection between these events, however, remains purely speculatory. Kind of interesting. So, as we go through this, we're going to remember all of those stories, right?
Drifting into the deep end.
I can't quite make out how deep it runs.
Only one way to find out, right?
Maybe this is why I felt like,
Bad feeling about this place.
they didn't talk very
There's
much
a
in
danger
16.
lurks round every corner.
Avoid all corners. Got it.
Hey, Noct. Check this out.
The Glasgow Willy Wonka exhibit. Gladdy. Oh, we ever hear Gladdy? Ancient dragon tooth.
I should be able to slip through.
Should be able to. I like most of this dungeon. I love the dungeon theme in this game, though.
Tight squeeze.
Maybe for you. Pretty
Yeah,
easy for me, though.
and Jedi, I think that 16 is probably better in the storytelling department for it, because story was delivered in cutscenes, and in this game, so much exposition is just in the travel, you know? But the longer you play this game, the more it pays off.
Keep quiet.
Hoven, there are sewer missions, they're just thankfully optional. Get lost.
Be nice to brighten things up in here.
He said he gets lost in square rooms.
Right.
I get lost in sewers. I love the intercut scene banter. Like, it just fleshes out the characters so much, doesn't it? I love it. I'm getting comfortable, everybody. I need my cushion.
It.
What's up, Iggy?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Cheers.
I can taste test for you.
So what we're saying is that 16 needed more cutscenes with just banter? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that 16 needed more banter while they're traveling. Instead, everybody's so quiet, and that's probably the reason I can hear so much of Jill's clanking. Clankety clank over there. I love Jill, but she should talk more. Instead, she just kind of lets her buckles do the talking.
Oh, hi there, opening.
The Jill slander will never end. I thought about naming my Twitch Clanky Jill, but ProfNoctis works better.
Try this.
Okay, I'm gonna bring back the HUDs because I really need to be able to see my my health bar. Okay, there's that. My health is back. Clankety clank, Jill. Clink clank, clankety clank. Oops, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait. While we are in that thing, though, I do need to... Look, I've got 255 things here. So, death drop, maybe not that. Air slip, that'd be good. Air stride. Yeah, that'd be good, too. Man, I have not leveled up anything. Boost warp strike damage, heck yeah. Boost blindside damage, yeah. Blink boost, yeah, that'd be nice too. As you can see, I really like these. Just being silly. Teamwork, it does make the dream work, so... And reflex, that'd be good. What's up here? Scintilla. No. Super link up. Death blow. Super death blow. We don't have enough for that. No. Oh man, we may be real strong now. Stats. Equip 2 accessories for Noctis. Yes. Increase HP of party member by twice the number of levels gained. Well, that sounds helpful. And 2 accessory slots for Noct. And now we've used all of our stuff. Man, I have not been doing this. Huh? I'm not lost, am I? Oh man, I guess I was lost. Maybe I was. Well, to be fair, it's 13 times, so... 13 times have lost Noctis tonight. To be fair. I just haven't been honest about my lostness. Because I can't reset it. That's true. That's true. What do I like here? Increase strength. That'd be fun. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, that's a good one. That's it. Oh, I like it. Hey, listen. That's what it's there for.
It never ends.
I'm never going to admit when I'm lost. So, That Lost Noctis is really for when you think that I'm lying. It's like at Home Depot when the people, the workers come by and they say, "Hello, sir, do you need help?" I'm never going to tell them yes, because I'm a man and I have too much pride. I feel like I'm, oh gosh. I feel like the employees at Home Depot are kind of like, they're kind of like the help and tip toggle in games, where it's like, oh, do you need help? Hey, do you need a tutorial? That sort of thing. That's what I'm constantly like. Hey, listen, mind your own business. I'll ask for help when I need it, which is never. Toxic master. Cosplayers don't need help. Do I look like I need help, sir? I'm dressed like Dion. That'd be so funny if I went to Home Depot dressed like Dion.
Prompto, you're up.
Prompto, you're up. Prompto. Ask for a hint. Or if you wait, if it took you longer than 15 seconds in God of War Ragnarok to figure out a puzzle, then Atreus will just answer it for you. Remember that, everybody? I love Atreus. I love that game. But I was like, dude, you just spoiled the puzzle for me. Well, I really should need... I should do some... I wanted that thing. They really don't want me to get whatever debased coin is on the ground there. Oh, hi there. Opening. When I looked right at the camera.
Right.
So if I'm looking directly at the camera when I talk to you, by the way, it is because I've got the chat on my teleprompter and I'm able to just kind of like see exactly, like I look up there.
You think we can fit through there?
To read the chat. So it's not like I'm looking at you, but it kind of, oh my gosh. Okay. That was scary. That was so scary. Gladio, do it! Oh, you meant character Noctis. Oh. Oops, thought you meant me. Oh well. Prompto, do it. You choked him on your water. Over the imps? Yeah, it's a little scary. Hey, stop that. Hey, stop that. There's none of that. My little Torgal's in my way. I can't see it. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, kill! Knocked. And this is not a time for jokes, photographer.
Hey, Ignis, instructions.
It's getting crazy. This is getting crazy in here.
Done here.
Are we? It's always time for little jokes. When you're prompto. Little quips, if you will. I'm glad we're having a good time right now because I'll tell you right now. What awaits us later. Those of you that are staying for struggle time. Woof. Quick quips, that's what his name means in Latin.
Guys, wait! What was that sound?
What was that sound? My baby.
Pronto! What happened? Hey, you alright? Over here.
My baby. My baby.
Pronto, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay! This place is literally the worst! And why did it have to be a snake? That thing dragged me all the way over here!
I love this game so much, you guys. It's so fun. Effing check. No, I am not okay!
Then we keep sending him back.
Prompto, where are you, bruh? I may be taking the absolute worst way to get to Prompto.
You alright? Just stand there.
Don't just stand there! Robbie Damon is so good. We love him.
Everything okay? Come on, stay with me.
Are you with me? Is anyone with me? Doesn't feel that way. Go kill somebody. Snake!
Yep.
Cartwheels! Come on. Alright, freaking Noctis on the American Olympian gymnastics team. Noctis is the next Simone Biles over here. Do a barrel roll. Your father saved me like that too. There we go. Gladio, do it.
Whose side are you on?
Sorry about that.
No, you don't. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Noctis gonna get the twisties. Do not.
Accident. Don't die on me.
Don't die on me. Oh, help me, help me. Somebody help me.
Looks like he lost his marble.
Maybe.
Out of the way!
Gonna get the twisties. Snakes, why's it always gotta be snakes? That is an Indiana Jones reference. Oh, I am so confused right now. Okay. Confused, not this. Oh my goodness, this is the worst. I really don't have very many potions, do I? Shoot him, Prompto, shoot him!
Oh, hi there, opening.
Seems Prompto's been intoxicated.
Seems Prompto's been intoxicated. Come on, come on, come on, don't let him do it! No, crap. Why don't we... I think a high potion is in order. Okay, is everybody dead? Including our party?
How are we?
Getting by.
Are we?
There's no room to swing a sword in here.
Let's make sure we hit the bad guys.
Want some?
This place is awful. Oh my goodness. Just monsters everywhere.
Get back!
Yeah, if the music doesn't change, I'm not done. I know. And yet, it's this guy that's the problem.
Pronto, you're up.
Oh, come on!
I was hoping that I might be able to just get away from them all, but no, it doesn't work like that, turns out. Get him! Get him! Get him! There's so much happening in this fight. This is the longest random encounter.
Not good to throw daggers in the dark.
Holy crap, that was a lot.
That was a close one.
Yeah, it was
Close for comfort.
I'm comfortable just being alive.
I'm comfortable just being alive. Yeah, yeah.
My sense we're on the right track.
I sense we came all the way down here for a debased banknote. But whatever. An ancient dragon tooth, you say? Around a drunk Prompto.
She's here. I just know it.
Your friend?
Show yourself already!
Cool it.
I could really use a campsite. Or a bench. Love benches. But... okay, I guess we can't use one of those. Prompto screams. Oh, here she is.
Told you! There she is! That's her! Do something, not!
Don't ask me, do it yourself.
Okay. I need a cushion for a bench, you're right. Not just from my baby. Where? I can't help you. Poor thing. Oh, you can by becoming mine. So, chat, let me ask you this question. I asked my class this earlier in the day. Why do you think the Naga and the Naga's plight are the ultimate trial in Rama's test of provision? Why do you think that? My class today had some really good answers. Oh, ow, that was pain. Nice work, Gladio. Oh, and my frog. Oh, crap. Big jump. Big jumps. Big jumps. Oh, I'm back. I'm dead. Come on, Noct. Phoenix down. Okay, come on. Go, gang, go.
Sorry.
Because the Naga is a mother and she's asking after a child, and parents are provisioners. That's an interesting take, yeah. That's a good one. Why else do you think? Why is Noctis overcoming the Naga a test of provision? Bring back my baby.
What was she talking about?
Beats me.
Oh, something about her baby.
Yeah, if it's anything like her, I ain't going near it. Oh, do you guys see anything?
Nothing that's gonna snatch you up.
Yeah, I think a lot of that goes really, really well. Smith, Jedi, I think those are all really, really interesting. I'm going to share something that somebody in my class said today, too. I thought it was really, really insightful. He said, you know, maybe this is the final test of Rama because it's easy for Noctis to figure out what to do when he's got to scavenge and provide for people. But what if you can't provide for what someone needs? And what if that thing is something that is actually a threat and a danger to someone else? Like this Naga is out of control, right? It's it was searching for its baby, and then it was actually absconding with the babies of the town until the Oracle, Luna's mother, locked it away in this cave, right? And so how does Noctis deal with that when something is beyond his control? Is he going to be able to make a difficult decision in order to provide for the larger populace? Now, this isn't a terribly difficult decision, but it is heartbreaking because he can't do anything to help the Naga. And so it's like somebody's going to die. It's us or the Naga and the children around. So that's kind of an interesting take on the Naga fight. And it shows that Noctis may have what it takes to deliver provision even when it's difficult. That makes sense, chat? I thought it was a really interesting insight. And again, it just kind of goes into we are seeing Noctis grow as a king.
Finally.
All right, you're up, Noct.
Okay. Let's watch this. Whiskers, nice. Nagan, I like. And again, you have Luna here making the covenant with the gods on behalf of Noctis. She's a good prophet in this respect. I mean, she's a perfect prophet for this king. So, as we continue going through this, I would encourage you, if you are...
The power of the storm.
I expected more fire and brimstone.
Some gods are friendlier than others, I guess.
But not all of them. Poor Luna.
Perhaps you'd better console her in person.
Just a boat ride away.
Lose that scowl along the way.
Will do.
As we go forward, I want you to be, if some of you are readers in the chat, and as you're reading homework assignments and things like that, as you're reading through biblical passages and any of the things that I put over on our Discord, you may be interested in trying to think of prophets in the Old Testament as like Samuel, Nathan, Jeremiah, Isaiah, any of those. Think of them in the context of Luna. And our question should always be, who is the king associated with this prophet? What is the region that this prophet is associated with? Because some prophets are from the north in Israel, some are from the south in Judah, but all of the prophets are during a time of a king. And so in order to understand kind of what the prophet is talking about, you have to know the region, the time, and the king that they serve under. Make sense? So we'll get more into that in chapter 9, but return to the entrance. Charged with watching over the planet.
Hey, it stopped raining.
Yeah,
Guess
storm
Rama
god.
finally got sick of showers.
I like Tifa.
Up there, it's huge.
I'd kill for a shower right now. It's a big old base.
Yeah?
Hey, Highness, about your car.
Yeah.
Well, I found her, but she's at a base.
Oh.
Now, I can handle garage folk, no problem. But sweet talking the Empire? That'll take some doing.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah?
We'll figure it out.
You
Tifa
sure
is
about
OP.
that?
Yeah.
Is she in
Thanks for
the
heads up.
in
Later.
Rebirth? Can't wait.
Yeah. Cindy.
What? You can't talk to her like that.
Yeah, I can. I just did.
She did
Does
say
she
it
have
a
any
lot.
choice words for you?
Yeah. The regalia's at an Imperial base.
Oh boy.
Guess that just leaves one question.
When do we retrieve her?
I'd say now.
This is nothing more than conjecture, but I suspect that ship was due to arrive far earlier. The thunder and lightning must have slowed it down. There's a chance. Intend to transport the regalia back to Niflheim.
We ought to thank the Thunder God for buying us some time.
But that time is running out.
Yeah, let's run in and ride off.
Why am I still under threat back there? Okay. Okay, let's call our chocobos.
Easy now.
Easy now. Wee.
Better keep up. Let's move. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I love an open world. I love this open world. People say it's empty, but I really don't need stuff every like 3 seconds. Like this just feels like a real open world. Rocks, trees, random animals occasionally. Did I know the Chocobo theme song had words to it? I've heard the orchestral version where it spells out Chocobo. I didn't know that. Do you know the words? Oh my gosh, look at this wide open space! Look how beautiful this is! I just freaking love this game, you guys. I just love it. The Rebirth open world has so many things to do. That's awesome. I love that.
Stop bitching.
Stop killing. That was a big complaint that people had with this game. I want to ride my chocobo all day. I knew that ProfNoctis sings that. I love that. Come on, everybody. What a shot. That's a great shot. Look at Noctis go. Oh my, and you ruined the moment, guys. You ruined the moment.
So Noct, right now you're still gathering your powers, but what are you
Exposition dump, everybody.
The calling is only a set of guiding principles.
Well, hopefully it'll guide him into taking down the Empire once and for all.
This is a big dude
Like
here.
the sound of that.
This is a big guy. We are not fighting this big guy. We are not. We're going to stay far, far away. Me too, Smith. This is one of like the most feel-good, relaxing games ever. Now, I do get really excited when I get to when we get to the more linear parts
Your
later on,
ancestors have our backs and the gods are on our side.
when the story really
How cool is
focuses.
that?
Very, when you put it that way.
Empire will get what's coming to him.
Certainly doesn't seem as unlikely as it once did.
Ah, gosh. I also just love how this particular game combines classic Final Fantasy tropes, medieval
Had
tropes,
suspicions, but that was well beyond.
with
Awfully friendly for an enemy leader.
very modern sensibilities. Sorry, I was listening to what Ignis and ProfNoctis were saying.
Imperials above us!
Thanks.
Imperials above us. Are they? Well, they're way over there. We don't have to worry about them. Gosh, look at this world. Oh my gosh. We really get the sense that we are traveling, aren't we?
What is the king's calling exactly?
Well, become best buds with the gods, maybe?
Legend has it the king once stood alongside the Six in the battle
Battle to banish the darkness. Do you hear all this? Like, again, all of this banter is necessary understanding of context. Ah! And you can miss it. You can freaking miss it if you fast travel too much, if you are in battles and it interrupts the dialogue, which is a gameplay flaw, I would say. But
Sweetest girl ever.
Here we go again.
Going out of her way to help us these past couple days. I'm sure she's had better things to do.
All for a lost cause. I feel bad for turning down the courtesy car.
Courtesy cars, no regalia.
Would have felt like cheating.
Besides, Cindy's a big girl.
So, you think she'll call again?
Soon, huh? Not soon enough for you, lover boy.
Lover boy. I like that we're just riding chocobos on the road. Let's go.
Still can't get through.
Perhaps she's unable to answer.
But I told her to be ready and pick up when I call.
Let's hope she's all right.
Yeah, I appreciate when dialogue gets interrupted in games and they are able to bring it back around afterwards. Like we were saying before, God of War does a great job of that. I would say God of War does it the best out of a game series. But this game does it pretty poorly if you're interrupted. Their banter is top tier, but if you miss it, you miss it.
Has availed itself of the added protection. Entry will not be easy.
Make camp. Let's go make camp. Where is that camp? I think it's over here on the left or right. Right over here. Oh yeah, when Kratos would and Mimir would tell stories on the boat. I love that part. And if you get off real quick or something like that, it's like we were saying earlier, let me finish my story. It's so smart. It's so smart, right?
We're here.
And we go on camp.
Sleeping out under the stars tonight.
Sleeping out under the stars tonight. Yeah, it's just smart. And I didn't realize how smart it was until I realized that people did not get the same experience of Final Fantasy 15 as I did, right? Because I never fast traveled. And to this day, I don't fast travel on a first playthrough in any game. That's why you don't want to watch me on a first playthrough, everybody. Because like I am annoyingly thorough. But because of that, I do lecture plays, right? Because I try to be as thorough as possible. Okay, big levels. Not a lot of levels, just one level. We didn't really fight a lot, so that makes sense. Reading a book with our dog. Sultry Noctis.
Hey, this one's pretty good.
It takes a long time, right? It takes a long time. Oh, really? Yeah. Hey, listen, a lot of games are not very good at that sort of thing. At all. Ooh, that's a pretty nude picture. Oh, it looks like Ignis trying to pet the snake. I would suggest it, Jedi. It's good. It's good to do that. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, that's a good picture. That looks fun. Oh, and we got a little filter. Oh, I'm keeping every picture of us on chocobos. Well, maybe not that one. That one's not very good. Okay, let's keep going. I love it. I love it.
So, any bright ideas, Ignis?
A dark one, as it were. A frontal assault would leave us exposed. But if we move under cover of night, we might be able to infiltrate the base unnoticed.
And until then?
We learn all we can about the base's design and attempt to narrow down the Regalia's location. I'll analyze what intelligence we have available to find us a way in.
Sounds good, Specs.
All right, I'm gonna get our wheels back.
Noctis must retrieve the Regalia. Let's do it. Before morning. Yeah, this game got me out of fast traveling. And especially when you play without a HUD, which I try to do on my first time as well, just for full immersion, so that I'm looking at landmarks instead of waypoints. It's just a game changer, and like if you really want immersion, then that's the way to go.
All we want is to engage an entire garrison, avoid detection at all
It does
costs.
punish you, lady. If you get it just before 6 or 7 a.m., you're
Even
fine.
if it means leaving the task
But like
unfinished,
it's a
we'll
timer,
withdraw before we overstay our welcome.
and it will boot you. I have dilly-dallied, shilly-shallied a good deal, and it will make you lose.
Together on my signal. Until then,
Together.
hold position. 3,
Nice.
2, 1. Now.
that was not the way to do it. Crap, I missed him.
Imperial butt.
I hit the wrong button.
No use hanging around here.
Indeed.
Well, we still got him, so I guess it didn't fail us. It's a tougher game. I did no HUD and no fast travel for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and that's a challenge, you guys. It's tough, but you learn the world intimately. It's my favorite thing about a new open world game. But I'm a psychopath, so like, just understand, it's not for everybody.
Take cover.
It's gone. Magitech armor.
Don't want to mess with one of those.
We shouldn't have to, if we keep to the shadows.
It was challenging, lady. It really was. But at the same time, you talk to people, you listen, you take tips from villagers, and it is just awesome.
Target the blind spot. One hit,
One kill. You got it. One hit, one kill. Got him.
All right.
Not bad. Might still be hope for you.
Maybe. Well, I guess we can go this way. We really should be in our sneaking clothes, not our fishing clothes. Okay, in we go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Gotta be
Is this
sneaky.
what's powering the base?
A
Metal Gear
Magitech
Noctis here.
generator of some description. It would explain why the troopers in the vicinity are uncommonly strong.
I say we wreck it. Spare us the sneaking around.
The risk
I'm
is too
gonna wreck
great.
it.
Finding the regalia comes first, not a sound. You'll alert the anime.
Got it.
Get him. Oh, that guy. And that guy. I think we did it.
You're in fine form. Keep it up.
Thank you, Ignis. I live for your approval. I like stealth when oh, there's my car. I like stealth when it's like good controls for
There's
it.
the old girl.
This game has
She's
a
a
lot
real
of different
sight for sore
gameplay
eyes.
styles,
None the
but the
worse
same
for her tiny
controls.
imperial hands.
And that becomes really difficult. Like in the platforming Pidios dungeon.
Change of plans. Our new objective.
All right, chat. Clear a path to the regalia. Come on, Prompto.
Oh, hi there.
Opening. Oh my gosh, did I just get blowed up? I sure did.
Stay sharp. It isn't over yet.
When will it end?
Yeah, Pidios is a really challenging dungeon because the controls are not made for that style of game. There's that thing. I'm looking unsuccessfully. There it is. There we go. This is a bonkers inclusion in this game. Doesn't even do that much damage, it feels like. No, Prompto! We got you, Prompto. Poor Prompto. Just his dead, lifeless body. Prompto, no! As my students say, Prompto is Latin for useless. Oh my goodness. Ignis! Don't die. Everybody dying. Everybody's dying. Everybody needs to help somebody here. Oh, well, so we just heal ourselves now? That's what we're doing? Okay. How about Gladio? Let's use one on you. Good. And let's use one on Prompto. Ignis, you're just going to stay down for a minute. Oh, hi there, opening.
Oh, hi there, opening.
Get that sniper out of here. We're done. Oh, you jerk. Coming down. There it is.
We'll take out the generator and all enemies.
Listen, all of you are going to need to, like, figure out how to heal yourselves. Y'all are struggling. I'll just heal myself up.
Focus your efforts on the generator. There's a chance doing so will weaken the MTs. No more stealth. Our cover's blown. Go to town.
Yes, sir.
Ah! Alright, this next part's really interesting because we talk about how kings have to deliver order to chaos with the power of the divine in the sacral kingship sort of realm. So, Noctis has two powers of the divine. If we're talking about Titan as having creational intention, and we're talking of Rama as having provision, then this is, what we're about to see is kind of like the, oh my goodness. It's kind of like the physical representation, manifestation of some of that, that kind of like meaning, I guess. Is everybody dead down there? Not yet. Okay, I think I maybe just killed everybody, like all my friends. Oh, look at us go. Come on, Noct. I also love this music right here. It's so good. Whoa, ow, that was painful. Oh, crap, and then he blew up the thing? I actually didn't know they could do that. Are you dead, Ignis? Get back up, buddy. You don't have time for that. NVIDIA. The music in this game is spectacular, is it not? Prompto, where are you, buddy? Get over here. Y'all took the long way. Okay, come on.
The energy field is down.
Now's our chance.
Rama, the Fulgurian. Ignis. Y'all, this part, I love this. So again, this is very representative of invoking the power of the divine. So here, divine provision is at the king's disposal. I think it's such a cool representation. God, look at it. Honestly, Smith, you are 100% right. I think she is phenomenal.
This is the might of the six.
This is the might of the six.
Was hardcore.
And it did the trick. The place is dead. Rest in pieces. Come on, let's grab the regalia and split.
Just so cool, right? Ah, I love this game.
Piece of cake, huh?
Piece of
This part
cake.
is.
Inadvertent though it was, we dealt the Empire a crushing blow today. The Marshal will be pleased to hear of this.
Pretty sweet busting up that base.
Bust a base.
I like the sound of that for this sort of thing. There's a base, we go in and bust it up. Bust a base. Whatever, I'm calling it that.
You don't have to.
I won't. Seems a bit flippant.
Why not go for something a little more epic?
Because I thought of it first. So that's the name. Bust a base. Get used to it.
I love
Easier
them so
said
much.
than done.
Roxy, the regalia survived because it's the regalia and magic. It can't manage getting hit by another car or a tree, but the power of gods it is protected from. All right, here we go. Glad we're in our fishing garb.
Guys?
Long has it been,
Noctis.
Ravis.
You received the storm's blessing, and yet you know nothing of the consequences.
Watch it.
Roxy.
Be still, all of you.
Not good.
Heir to a crown befitting no other. Witness his splendor and glory. All hail the chosen king.
Okay, and he says this with a completely, with the sarcasm, right? And we know a couple of things. So this is for those of you that haven't seen Kingsglaive and you don't really remember who Ravis is. Ravis is Luna's brother. He is mocking Noctis to some degree because of two reasons. Number one, he sees himself as more worthy than Noctis. In Kingsglaive, the prequel movie, he puts on the ring of the Lucii, the ring of the lines of Lucian kings, Noctis's dad, and he is rejected from the kingship. He's not supposed to be king. He's not line of Lusa. So it's not in the king's and God's plan for Ravis to be king. And he's resentful of that. But there's also something else. 12 years ago, Ravis watched as Regis fled with Noctis from Tenebrae, his hometown, as Ravis's town was being captured. And his parents, his mother specifically, was being killed by the Empire. And Regis with Noctis ran away. So he's got a grudge against Noctis and the entire line. He does not believe in his kingdom. We're going to come back to that in Ignis's DLC and in some of the later chapters. But that's an important thing of context. Let's get back to it.
Full high and mighty for an imperial rat, serving the enemy to hunt down Luna. I do not serve, I command.
The king's sworn shield.
You better believe it.
A weak shield protects naught.
A weak shield. I mean, Gladio's whole purpose just kind of annihilated right there,
Wanna go? Let's do it.
said the fisherman.
Should the chosen fall, that too is fate.
that's far enough.
And then our friend
A
Arden.
hand, Highness.
Not from you.
Oh,
Now, there's a couple things I do want to show here. I showed this to my class a little bit earlier, helping them understand. Ravis is a complex character. Arden is a complex character at both of these stages. And we particularly note some of the coloring of the character's clothing. So white is the color of the Empire of Niflheim. Black is the color of Lucis. And so if you look at the clothing of the guys, aside from, Fisherman Noct over here, they usually are in black, the color of Lucis. But if you look at Ravis, notice what he's got. He's got an outer cloak that is white, but the inner stuff is black. So that could have something to do with an allegiance, an alliance that, maybe he's not all bad, right? Maybe he's acting with good intention. With Arden, it's a little bit more confusing because he has this interesting mixture of black and white and red all over. It's like a newspaper, right? Black and white and red all over. It's a riddle. But with him, it's a really interesting pattern. And my students in my class really, really have a good time thinking about what is Arden up to? Whose side is he on? Is he just playing for himself? They've got some great theories about that sort of thing. And if you've never played the game before, we're not getting into spoilers or anything like that. But these characters are great. They're great. And they're giving us subtle cues of we need to be confused a little bit. Like, whose side are we really on? And more importantly, is what Noctis is doing worth it? In the end. So great. So let's continue. We've got a little bit more to go.
I'm here to help.
And how is that?
By taking the army away.
You expect us to believe that?
When next we meet, it'll be across the seas. Just so happens we have business of our own with the tutelary
Roxy.
deity, don't we? Fare thee well, your majesty. And safe travels.
You guys know that guy?
Ravis Nox Fleuret, first son of Tenebrai, and elder brother to Lady Luna Freya.
Pretty good, right? Isn't that good? I love it.
At long last, the Imperial blockades of Discayan roadways have been removed. The Imperial
Biggest
Army
chip
has
on
also
his shoulder.
demolished all related facilities erected around the region. The Provisional Government of Insomnia anticipates increased traffic congestion along most local highways and encourages all citizens to refrain from any unnecessary travel for the time being.
So help me figure this out. That was Luna's brother?
The High Commander himself.
Oh!
For quick promotions.
Even a son of Tenebrai can rise to the top.
But why would he want to lead their army?
Who cares?
Certainly formidable enough on his own.
If Ravis wants power, I'll give him a taste.
Yeah, Smith, we are going to touch on comrades. Absolutely, we're touching on comrades. There's not a part of this that we're not going to talk about. Even though I don't super love the novel, we'll talk about that a little bit. But we are going to talk about all of it. Comrades is a big one. That'll be toward the end of the semester. Oh, you're right. I wanted to go to this fishing spot. For some reason in my mind, like, I literally thought...
Lestalem sure looks great from this angle.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, hey, we should get a picture.
Not now, Prompto. For some reason, I literally just had in my mind that I was going to the river.
But any time's no time at all.
Thank you.
if
We're going to
ask me.
Lestalem. Yeah, that's fine. that's a lost. That's fine. I don't know why I had in my mind that I was going to the river. No stinking clue. I really liked Comrades. Really, really liked Comrades. I played it a good deal. I thought the finale of Comrades was awesome. It was really fun. Really good story stuff. But the novel didn't do it for me. The DLC that was supposed to be that was canceled, that was in the novel, it didn't do it for me either. And so, oh yeah, me too, Roxy. I loved that. Oh, let's play some tunes. Let's go to I guess we're just gonna keep on playing that one. Okay. Oh, let's play some Final Fantasy VII for yeah, I played on day one and there were a lot more players then, but your least favorite character, Libertas? Oh man. Yeah, that's true, Smith. That's a great point. I will not stand the Libertas slander. What's worse, Libertas slander or Jill Clankety Clanks slander?
It's getting hot out here. Just need to pull in somewhere cool.
It's getting hot out
Any
here.
chance sleeping in a nice room tonight?
Yes, I'm certain we can secure suitable accommodations nearby.
She's an angel, so is Lib. Alright, chat. This is where we're going to close out the Final Fantasy 15 stuff for the night after these next scenes. But notice there's a different tone to Lestalem today.
Scary to think that fortresses can fly.
Deadeye is dead. Disguised farmers are celebrating the demise
Hmm.
of...
Saw a Magitech trooper the other day. These things are downright unsettling.
But just barely. Let's change into something more kingly, how about? You know we're hitting an important moment when Noctis changes clothes. Alright.
Oh, Claddy,
What's wrong?
I let you down. I never made it to Kayem. The Empire came while you were gone. None of us said a word about Noct. They just showed up and then... Poor Jared.
Jared.
What do you mean? What happened to Jared?
There was nothing we could do!
It's not right. We should have been here.
I couldn't stop them.
But I won't let the Empire get away with it. They'll pay for what they've done. I promise.
I believe in you, Prince Noctis.
I'm taking Talcott, and we're going to Kayem. We can't just stay here and do nothing.
I understand.
So chat, that's the end of chapter 5. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about here before we get into the the next stuff. So I want to tell you a quick story, and it comes from the Old Testament books of 1 Samuel chapter 21 and 22. In 1 Samuel 21, David is on the run from King Saul. King Saul, his resentment and jealousy of David has grown to like a critical urgency. And so he's chasing down David, and David's on the run. And David, alone, kind of trying to find shelter, comes to a town called Nob. And when he arrives at Nob, David, on the run from Saul, arrives at a town called Nob. And when he arrives there, there's a priest, and the priest's name is Ahimelech. And Ahimelech is, he's kind of, how do I say, he's curious as to why David is there, you know? And so he begins to ask some questions. And David says to him, oh man, I am so worn out from this journey that I'm on, and I just want you to know that like I'm here and just kind of needing some help. Do you have any food? I don't have any. My men and I are really hungry and stuff, and we need some food. And he says, well, all I've got here is this holy sanctified bread that is, it's reserved for people that have kept themselves holy. Have you kept yourselves holy? And he said, oh yeah, absolutely have. And so there's some things with that. And then David says, and also, do you have a weapon? And he says, well, the only sword that we have here is the sword that you used in the battle with Goliath. It's Goliath's sword. And David says, oh, there's no sword quite like that. I'll take it. Let's play some background music real quick. So David takes the sword. He's got a moment of reprieve, and he goes off. Meanwhile, Saul has gathered some men, and they begin to chase after David. And this is what happens next. Saul heard that David and his men had been discovered, and Saul was seated, spear in hand, under a tree on the hill of Gibeah, with all his officials standing at his side. And he said to them, come with me, we're going to go and find this David. And there was a guy named Doeg, my class calls him Doug, the Edomite, and he was there the day that Ahimelech, the priest, had helped David. And so he knows that he kind of knows where David is, and so he kind of gives Saul the heads up. So the king sent for the priest Ahimelech, son of Ahitub, and all the men of his family who were the priests at Nob, and they all came to the king. And Saul said, well, listen now, son of Ahitub. Saul said to him, why have you conspired against me, you and the son of Jesse, David, giving him bread and a sword and inquiring of God for him, so that he has rebelled against me? And Ahimelech said, now this guy was your trusted servant. Why would you accuse me of helping him? You like him. And the king said, you will surely die, Ahimelech, you and your whole family. And then the king ordered the guards at his side, turn and kill all the priests of the Lord, because they too have sided with David. They knew he was fleeing, yet they did not tell me. Now get this. Saul commands his soldiers to kill all of the priests, and the king's officials are unwilling to raise a hand to strike the priests of the Lord. And then the king ordered Doeg, or Doug, to turn and strike down the priests. And so Doeg, the Edomite, at that moment, turned and struck down all of them. That day he killed 85 men who wore the linen ephod. He also put to the sword Nob, the entire city of the priests, with its men, its women, its children and infants, its cattle, its donkeys, and its sheep. So Doeg goes into the town that gave David assistance and slaughters it. Okay, completely just upends it. But, and this is what it says next, but one son of Ahimelech, son of Ahitub, his name was Abiathar. He escaped, and he fled to join David. He told David that Saul had killed the priests of the Lord. And David looked at Abiathar and said, that day when Doeg the Edomite was there, I knew he would be sure to tell Saul. I am responsible for the death of your whole family, so stay with me and don't be afraid. The man who wants to kill you is trying to kill me too, so you'll be safe with me. Chat, what I love about this story, and the reason that I bring it up here, is because Noctis is having a moment of moving from trial and relationships into responsibility. Noctis looks at Talcott and he embodies what David says to Abiathar. He says, I'm responsible and they will pay. And this is a powerful parallel here where people are dying because of the king. People are dying in protection of the king to be, whether it's David or whether it's Noctis. Now, chat, what do you think? What do you think that does to the person that is the king to be? It puts an incredible weight on their shoulders, doesn't it? And so for David to look at Abiathar and Noctis to look at Talcott and say, come with us, you're going to be safe. We're going to take care of you. They're going to pay for what they did. And we're going to make this okay for you. We can't make it right, but we're going to be responsible for it. We're going to move forward. This is a powerful, powerful parallel in this story, and it's so important for Noctis. Now, one of the things that we talk about in my class is that Noctis, like David and like so many of the kings, they have to take on this responsibility for themselves. But when you do that, there is a degree of, Racy, you said it, kind of imposter syndrome to some degree. So I'm going to show you the very first part of this next chapter. Okay? And I want us to watch it, analyze it, and then I'm going to show you something else, and then we're going to call this stream quit until next Tuesday, and we're going to go try to kill Nero and stuff, okay? So let's continue and watch this quick part right here. I think we've got a few pictures to take first. Yep. Yeah, after such a somber moment, it's so good to just take pictures like this. That's not a great one. Murder Noctis. Okay. That is funny. I like that one. Let's take one of Ravus. Ignis. Okay, and we're good. Okay, let's watch this part right here. Oops, sorry. Sorry, everybody. I got you. Right? Okay. So with that, we're going to get to this next kind of stopping spot, and then I want to show you something else. So what do you make of this? Noctis is having a dream, right? It's kind of a intense dream, but you can imagine why, right? He's incredibly, incredibly stressed about everything that is kind of going on there.
I can't let her go it alone after everything that went down. It'll be a squeeze in the car, but just for a while.
Shall we then?
Yeah, I don't want to keep Sid and Cindy waiting. They're fixing up the boat as we speak.
We ought to thank them.
Actually, Jared's the one we ought to thank.
Yeah. He really thought of everything.
So Okay, so that dream that we just saw, you guys, that is actually, those of you that are like psychos like me, you know that that dream is part of a larger cutscene that is, that was cut from the game, okay? And it was shown in the form of a trailer that was released sometime later. And I'm going to show you that trailer because I think it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, but it shows the entire dream. And so with that, I actually think that it's an incredibly potent sort of thing about Noctis's own mentality, especially given the conversations that it has with Luna. So let's watch this together now, shall we? Okay. Let me pull this over and we will play. There we go.
To crown the King of Light is the calling of a crystal. Only the true king, anointed by the crystal, can purge our star of its scourge.
Words.
I guess I can do it. I won't let you down. I know you won't.
How
I mean,
many must die
symbolism and guilt
before you're
just
satisfied?
I have seen many deaths, but now I'm only looking forward to one. And take responsibility, you know.
As must we all.
May the gods forgive me.
Insane, right? What an incredible trailer that is. Every time I see it, it hypes me up. So I showed it to my class earlier today, and I asked them to kind of process it and stuff. And I just want to remind everybody, we are only talking about this chapter. And so, before we know any characterization of Noctis and Luna and all that kind of stuff, I think that it's so good to kind of think about that. How Noctis is feeling right here in this moment. So there's a lot of things that we can say about this. I want to be really brief here. Noctis has this dream in the midst of utter trauma, right? He's in a very traumatic moment. And so he's got the guilt and the weight of the world all over him, asking the question, am I going to be able to do what's asked of me? Now listen to this big final, like at the end of the trailer, there's a couple things that happen. Noctis is fighting, he's trying to do what's right and all that kind of stuff, and you see his shirt being ripped and stuff, and that's kind of symbolic, I think, of just how it's tearing him apart as well. But throughout the trailer, you have these words from Luna from 12 years prior. This is the task of the chosen. To protect the crystal, to crown the King of Light, to save the planet from its scourge. And you hear Noctis's voiceover saying, I think I can do it. And she says, the calling of the oracle is to aid the king or the prince in his ascension, basically. And he says, I think I can do it. And she says, as the oracle, I'll see to it, basically. And on the heels of Jared's death, Noctis is wrestling with the question of how many have to die for me, right? How many more? An entire city, Insomnia, was destroyed because they wanted me. Jared died because of me. And Ravis is talking about how his sister Luna is in danger, and it's this task of interceding with the gods is absolutely draining her. And so Noctis is filled with this self-doubt moving forward, and that is an important thing to note here. That Noctis begins to change in chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, and then really further on after that. We begin to see a Noctis that is doubting himself. He's worried about his friends, and he's especially after seeing Gladio overpowered by Ravis, right? We begin to see Noctis is wondering, what can be done here? What am I going to do? It's a lot of weight to carry. And so with this, some of my students were like, well, oh my gosh, Luna's in trouble. I don't necessarily want you to think in those terms. I want you to think more of, is Noctis going to fail Luna, and she's not going to be able to fulfill her calling because he's not good enough to ascend? This is all in his dream. Now, the second thing that I want you to notice is the tail end of this trailer seems to be a vision, that an omen, right? That's the title of the trailer, an omen that his father Regis has. And what's happening? He's looking over the city, and he's hearing about things that have to be done. This is his omen that he's going to have to make a decision for provision, by the way, to provide for the future that's going to end up sacrificing the city. Just as Noctis had to kill the Naga in order to offer a sort of kind of justice-seeking or difficult provision, Regis had to make a difficult decision of saving his son and sacrificing the entire city. And that's why Regis is looking over this, and he says, God's forgive me. God's forgive me for what I have to do here. And I think that's such a powerful, powerful moment. Regis and Noctis both get this same omen, it seems. Noctis is one of guilt, but it's framing of what his dad did as well. So chat, I've been talking about the 4 stages of an ascension story. The first 2 are trials and relationships. Trials show your heart, and they increase your influence. Relationships king has a relationship with a prophet, and we all have a prophet, somebody that believes in us more than we believe in ourselves. You have a protector, somebody that goes to the mat for you, somebody that's going to have your back and sometimes have to give you tough love. A good king is going to have an advisor, a strategist that's going to be a mentor to them. That's our Ignis. And then finally, you've got a loyal friend, a trusted friend like Prompto. But the third stage of the Ascension story, after trials and relationships, is responsibility. It's the moment when you say, I'm responsible for what's going on. Like, this problem out there, this isn't just the citizens, it's my problem. Case in point, responsibility comes to every one of us when we see a news story or we read an article that appeals to our hearts. And we say, okay, that's a problem in my city, and even though it doesn't affect me, I'm responsible for it. The reading level in some of our schools in my area is pretty low. It's important for me, and I instill this into some of my students, it's important for us to give back, to say we're responsible on our watch for students to have proper education and to help with that as best we can through mentoring programs and study groups and stuff like that. It's on our watch when there's homelessness and there's poverty and there's stuff like that. It's on our watch. And until we become the kind of people like Noctis who say, I will take responsibility for this, and I'm going to insert what I can do for this larger sphere. Until we get that, we're never going to really ascend, regardless of how many times we overcome trials and whatever good relationships we have. You have to begin to personalize it, and that's the difference in a good and a bad king, by the way. Makes sense, everybody? So tonight we close the Final Fantasy 15 stream with that. Because I wanted to leave us with this idea of responsibility and this idea that sometimes responsibility is difficult. It's really, really challenging. With that, that is the end of Chapter 5, and we will pick up right there on Tuesday with Final Fantasy 15, Chapters 6 and 7. Yeah, exactly, Jedi. Just like with his trial with Titan, we have to take responsibility to say enough is enough. That's exactly right. So, if you are hanging out with us a little bit more, Roxy is over there playing Final Fantasy 15. However, I have a date with Intermission, because we're going to go kill Nero. So if you want to go into Struggle Fest, I'm about to go do that. We're going to hang out, and if I'm still streaming and all that kind of stuff, and we finally do beat Nero, I have a surprise for you. I'd like to share with you, just those of you that are just sadistic enough to do that. However, if that's not your vibe, I encourage you to go hang out with Roxy over there. I think she's streaming some Final Fantasy 15, doing an after hours. I think that they're going to be doing some after hours, after dark Final Fantasy 15. So that's fun. Tell them I said hey, but I'm going to be on the Rage stream, Struggle stream with Nero. I'm going to take a brief intermission, and I will be back in about 5-10 minutes after a bio break and refilling my coffee and stuff. But stay tuned as we continue tonight. All right, it is 18 plus, so beware. Thank you, Lady of the Rings. That is very, very important. So it is mature audiences only. Hey, everybody, you see my own Torgal Umbra over here? Right over here? That's good. Okay, everybody, I'll see you briefly. And if you're out for the night, walk tall. Have a great weekend. Hope you have some great rebirth. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye, everybody. Good night.